Hello and welcome to this episode of Cosmic Crow Tarot, where today the Trionfi della Luna illustrated Pips edition, created by the awesome and talented artist Patrick Valencia, will be sharing a reading with us. We can always use more insight into our lives, more like insight, inspiration, and empowerment, which is what I truly like to do the most. Yeah, it's fun to unbox decks and everything and share those, but my heart truly and my passion really lies with sharing readings because they're empowering, like I said, insightful and uplifting. That's what I want to share. I want you to know how awesome you are. I want you to know how capable you are of achieving your goals. And it's always like that's what the tarot to me is. It's not about predicting the future, although the spread that I like to share has always got that future spot in it because we like to have an idea of what the future might hold. But it's all about the here and now, the present moment. That's when our dreams are created. That's when we start achieving our goals. Let's take Patrick Valencia for an example, because he started creating the cards. Like, he got his first deck, I think, when he was 9 years old, and he got those Marseille style decks and he fell in love with them, and he started creating his own Deviant Moon Tarot. That is one of the most popular decks in the entire world. You either love it or you hate it. I'm one of those people that love it. So I figured, Trionfi della Luna illustrated and I could really work together and empower you and give you the insight that you're seeking. So as always, we want to thank the cards, thank the guides for giving us a voice to share with all of you. And we'll see what the cards have to share in that beautiful present future advice spread. Just, short and sweet, and see what the cards have to share with us. Nothing specific or anything like that. So we're going to get right to it. We're going to see what the present situation is for us. And this one is the one that's like, when they pop up like that, I feel like that's like, hey, pick me. So we're going to pick that one. Ooh, and it is the Tower. So we're getting off to a rather negative start with the cards, because the Tower is probably the most feared and most negative card of the entire tarot. I mean, look at the illustration here. Beautiful as it is, it's all about chaos, collapse, that kind of thing. And you can see the Tower, it's nothing in our control. The lightning bolts, I dropped it, sorry about that. The lightning bolts are the ones shooting into the Tower. They're the ones causing the fire, and the characters below, they're falling to, well, it could be falling to their deaths, but that's not how the tarot works. This isn't about dying. Even death of the tarot isn't necessarily about dying. It's rarely, if ever, that. This is about something that no longer serves us. Even if we're comfortable with it, we don't exactly enjoy it per se. That's what's coming to an end, so that something new can replace it. The Tower, yes, it's one of the most negative cards of the tarot. It's one of the most feared because, like the lightning here, we're not prepared for it. We don't expect it. Think the loss of a job, having to move, like getting kicked out of your house or something like that, or just something that you're used to, like a strong foundation that you have in your life coming to an end. So this Tower, it'll become all rubble when it's all said and done, and you can't go back to it. But therein lies the magic of this card. And think about the card that follows this card in the Major Arcana sequence. It is the Star. When all hope seems to be lost, that star still remains. Just like, think of Pandora's box, and I think it's Greek mythology. I could be wrong about that. But the whole Pandora's box, they gave her the ability for curiosity. That was one of the gifts the gods gave her when they created her. And so, of course, when the gods handed her this box and said, don't open it, she was curious enough to open it. So when she opened it, chaos ensued. That Tower collapsed. All the evils of the universe, of the world, came crashing into onto Earth. But there at the bottom of the box, after everything else was out, that's where hope was. There's hope always. Hope always remains. No matter what life throws at us, no matter what chaos that we find in our lives, if we're dealing with that Tower crashing, there's hope still. Hope that remains for the future. Hope that remains for ourselves. And like I said, there's going to be rubble and everything from the bottom, but we're able to stand back from that when the emotions are not holding us back anymore, not filling us with like anger and upset and sadness from this Tower falling. When we're able to take that out of the equation and not let our emotions overwhelm us, then we can rebuild a tower, a better tower than we ever had before. That 15 or 16 up there, that combines the Magician with the Lovers, that reminds us, begin reflecting on those past. begin loving who we are all on our own without those strong foundations, external strong foundations, and that tower, and believe in ourselves. 1 and 6 combined to make 7, the number of the chariot, and overcoming obstacles that stand in our way of success. Yes, there will be obstacles. Having to rebuild and make a better tower than we ever had before will definitely be seen as an obstacle we will have to overcome. But when that tower falls, when we're able to see past it and see what still remains, our awesome selves, then we can rebuild. We can overcome the obstacles that stand in our way. We can get behind the chariots and make something better than we ever had before. So present moment, if you're dealing with a tower situation of everything that you've known and you become comfortable with, if that's starting to threat to come to an end, don't fear. The future is entirely up to you, and you still have the power and control. Just like when the tower falls in the major arcana sequence, that star is still there. You are the star of your story. Never ever forget that. So there is the tower, and we're going to move right on to the future position. Now, I've said before that the future is not written, and I truly mean that. It's up to us, the ones living the lives, to make the choices we need to create the futures that we want. And then the universe, loving to throw curveballs like this. We might have thought the future would have that tower forever, but that tower falling, then we have to create a better future, something else than we ever had before. So the future is the 6 of Swords. Awesome. I was really worried that like the death card or something would come up there. We go from the tower to death. But we don't. We have peace and harmony moving forward in the future position. So this would make a lot of sense, and it's really, empowering and inspirational in a way, because like I said with the tower, when the tower falls, we have all those negative emotions, all those fears, all that anxiety about what the future might hold. But the promise and potential of the 6 of Swords appearing in the future says that we're going to move to more peaceful times. We're going to find harmony again. That tower falling might be a silver lining, and something better is ahead of us, because the ocean of emotion right here that the character in the weird little fish boat is driving in, it's all nice and calm. It's not chaotic. It's not like the tower. You've let go of that emotional tie to it. You've let go of the pain. And so you're able to see that the path ahead is full of opportunity, full of hope, full of potential, because you've cleared your mind and you found peace with it. Maybe the swords right here, all 6 of them, they are the swords of truth. The truth is that tower wasn't serving you anyways, and letting it fall, having it fall, gives you time and opportunity to clear your mind and trust that you can have something better than you had before. Like the tower with that 1 and that 6, the 6 of Swords right here, that is the 6 as well. It relates to the Lovers of the major arcana in self-reflection. When we take that time for self-reflection, then we can find peace within. Although those situations, the negative ones and the positive ones, they have something to teach us, something to offer us. So when the tower falls, once we've learned from that experience, we've let that negative emotion go, those negative emotions go, then we can move on to more peaceful and happier times, which is exactly what this character's doing. It follows so beautifully in this sequence, because the tower, that's awful, that's terrible. But let's imagine that there's a beach right beside it. Like the characters, like from this illustration, they've gotten behind it, they're hiding somewhere in this boat, because obviously this is not the same character as these characters, but she's moving forward, like she's lost everything behind, or left everything behind because that tower fell, but she's gotten behind the wheel of her chariot and she's moving to better times. She's found peace within. So no matter what chaos we find right here, right now, in the present, in the near future, that kind of thing, we can move forward. We can find peace again. We can find better things when we allow love to lead us forward. Yeah, the 6, Lovers. Focus on letting love, letting happy emotions fill us, so we can find the clarity in our minds, find peace within, so that we can move on to better times. So present, maybe not that great, but the future, that's full of potential, full of hope, when we find that peace of mind and clear our minds from the stress of the past. Now we're going to move forward to the advice position, one of my favorite positions in the spread. Probably is my favorite. You see this guy up here that's kind of like, pick me, that's the one I'm going to pick. Ooh, and it is the 4 of Swords. So we have a lot of mental stuff here. We've got one major arcana card, one very, very negative major arcana card, very terrifying and stuff like that. But here with the 4 of Swords and the 6 of Swords, it reminds us that our minds can make us or break us. Our minds can fill us with anxiety, cause us to think if this tower fell, all the towers in our futures, all the towers that we rebuild, they're just going to fall too. I'm only worthy of negativity. I'm only worthy of like sadness and despair and collapse and stuff like that. But find that peace and harmony moving forward. Find that peace of mind. And the best way to do that with the Four of Swords appearing for the advice position is take that time for self-reflection. Take that time to rest, that meditation. You know, in the Rider-Waite Smith of this illustration, the soldier has just come back from war. He's laying on what would have been his final resting place. I think it's called like a sarcophagus or something like that. And so he's laying there in all of his armor. He's taking that time to rest, to see himself as that strong foundation. There's the 4, the number of the emperor, and a strong foundation. When he sees himself as that strong foundation, then he can get up and he can rebuild and he can make a better strong foundation than he ever had before. Because you go right back to that tower. That is the major arcana card here. Yeah, that tower we had might have been comfortable. It might have been safe. We might have been used to it. But something better awaits us when we control our minds and really trust our minds and use logic moving forward. 4 swords, like you see the illustration here, see all the little swords here, and they've all got little drops of blood on them. You know, we've dealt with the pain of the past. We've dealt with the tower. We've lost some blood. We've been wounded. But once we take that time to rest and reflect, when we take that time to look within, then we can bloom and be something better than we ever had before. The peace of mind will only come if we take the time to learn from those painful experiences of our past. So, you know, slice through the doubt, slice through the anxiety, and know that when you see yourself as that strong foundation of that 4, when you really trust your mind and trust yourself to find that clarity and that peace of mind moving forward, then you can create a better strong foundation than you ever had before. So very kind of terrifying reading here, but when you have that clarity of mind, when you free your mind from the sadness and despair and the negativity of the tower, then the future can be bright and beautiful. Just get that rest that you need, get that reflection that you need, learn from the experiences so you can see yourself as that strong foundation and begin creating that external strong foundation that you desire. We're going to move all these cards down for one moment so we can get to the bottom of the deck. And there is the bottom of the deck, the Fool, reminding us that we are allowed to be fools again and again and again. It's never too late to take another opportunity. It's never too late to begin again. So when that tower falls, when we find that peace and clarity in our minds, and we take that rest that we need to reflect on our past and really see ourselves as those strong foundations, then we can begin again to start a new chapter, begin being a fool for life again, and create a better tower, a better situation, a better life than we ever had before. What a beautiful card to come up at the bottom of the deck, reminding us that, you know, all these life situations, all these terrors that we experience, all those collapses, they're opportunities to begin again when they're gone, when we're able to leave behind what no longer serves us, when we're able to let that tower fall, when we focus on the here and now, find that peace within so we can move forward and give ourselves that break, that time to rest and reflect. Then we'll know where this fool wants to go, where this new beginning is going. Yeah, there's a flame coming out of him and laughing from his butt with the flame fire. This is one of the reasons I love Patrick Valencia's work. It's just best way to describe it. It's weird. I think I read in a book once that it was like a tarot art book somebody got me, that if Salvador Dali and Patrick Valencia met at a party and decided to have a baby together, that's where, or Tim Burton, not Patrick Valencia. They created Patrick Valencia, I guess, and they made a baby together. Tim Burton and Salvador Dali, they would have created like Patrick Valencia and the Deviant Moon Tarot, because there's nothing quite like it. It's weird, it's fantastic, it's fun, and it's just interesting. It reminds us to be weird and proud. You know, let that tower fall that made you not think that you could be true to who you are. Find that peace to love who you are. Both of these, they connect with that 6, because 1 and 6 and 6 right here. Find that love for yourself. Reflect on the past so you can learn the lessons it has to teach you, and love who you are and trust your mind in moving forward. And it's going to take time. You've got to rest. You've got to reflect. You've got to see yourself as that strong foundation in order to create a better and more strong foundation than you had before. That's when you can begin again. That's when you can embrace that inner fool and start over. Take it like that first step, that initial leap. You have to face those inner demons. Really begin to trust yourself, everything about yourself. Allow yourself to be weird, to be proud. Be an inner embrace your inner fool so you can be a fool. One of my favorite little thoughts about the Fool card, you know, that is the beginning of the Major Arcana sequence, as well as the last card of the Major Arcana sequence, because when you feel that success of the world, world, when you find that success of the world, then it all starts over again. You can be a fool for life again. You know, you might lose some of your clothing. When those people fell out of that tower, they might have lost their shoe, so they have to go without another shoe, but they have what they need. They have that success, they have that mindset, they have that I'm ready to be a fool, I'm ready to take a chance, I'm ready to begin anew and start something else. The fool, you think back to like medieval times when there was the jester standing behind all the royal courts, juggling or doing something silly that was like the entertainment for the people standing there. They didn't really think anything about the fool. They didn't think of them as intelligent or anything that likely. But that fool was sitting there, you know, juggling their balls or whatever they were doing, and they were listening to everything that the royal court said. They might have been perceived as fools, but they were probably the smartest ones in the room because they were taking that time to rest, taking that time to really just listen instead of speaking up. So they were learning about these people and learning their secrets and everything, so they could use that to their advantage, so they could begin again. Maybe these jesters learned so much that they were able to create fantastic wealthy lives for themselves moving forward. I don't know. I wasn't there in the medieval times. I mean, maybe a past life I was, but I don't remember it. All of that is beside the point. I want you to know that it's okay to be a fool. It's okay to embrace your inner fool. It's okay if the tower collapses and you don't know what the future holds. Find that clarity and that peace of mind. Give yourself that rest that you need so you can reflect on the past and come to love who you are in the present, and allow yourself to be a fool for life, to take a chance, take a risk, take that first step and begin something better, creating a better tower than you ever had before. This is why I love the Deviant Moon Tarot. This is the Trionfi della Luna Tarot, and everything that Patrick Valencia creates. He's got a coloring book out now, and I'm 99% sure I'm going to pre-order it. I might have already had by the time this video comes out, but you know, that's neither here nor there. It just tells you that I absolutely love this man's work. He's my favorite artist of all time. His decks are incredible, and they're so intuitive, it's so empowering, and that's what this reading was. If you want a reading with this deck, I would love to do a reading for you. It's written or video. Both of those video readings are a personal unlisted link to your own personal YouTube video that I will send to you in an email or however we contact like that, and you can watch it, and it's all for you. That's available on my website. You can message me and comment on this video. You can message me on either the socials. You can book one directly on my website, www.cosmiccrowtarot.com. All of that is available. I would love to do a reading with this deck. I'd love an excuse to do it, but any of the decks in my collection are available. As always, the written ones are there too. I forgot that part. Yeah, written ones are available as well. If you are interested in either of those, let me know. As always, I really want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I definitely did, and I'm kind of, I don't know about you, but ready to let that tower fall and find that peace and harmony and get that rest, because we all could use a little bit more rest in our lives, right? So we can embrace our inner fools, be true to who we are, and begin living the lives we want. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next one.